Alright everybody, welcome back, and Monster Beetle. The day I went to go pick up my Tamiya Hornet EVO, this was so conveniently propped up on a stand all by itself by the cash register as soon as I arrived. And I looked at the manager, Jeff. I said, what's the Monster Beetle there, Jeff? Because they don't normally stock used Tamiya stuff. Unless Jeff's found something that he decided that I should own. He smiled. There was some profanity and laughing interchange between the two of us, and this followed me home for $60. So Jeff's always watching out for me. Thanks a lot. The guys over at Hobbytown are always awesome in Ontario, Ohio. So I haven't even taken the top off this yet. I bought it, slid it on the shelf, and started messing with other things like the EVO and whatnot. For $60, I don't think I could have made any mistakes. It does seem like the rear end's very, very loose. So I don't know, maybe we got an issue going on there, or maybe it's just a really, really no grease and lightly together. Because I mean, it does spin when I spin the other tire, but I think we might have a little issue there. I'll have to check that out. This will be the first time taking the body off, and they didn't paint it. They just slapped the decals on it, and that's going to have to change at some point. But for right now, we're just wanting to get this thing going. Well, what are we dealing with here? It looks like we got a genuine Tamiya motor. And we got our little electronics cover there, covering up our... Yeah, just the standard. It's the TBL EO2 ESC. Everything looks halfway decent for the most part. I'm wondering if maybe just the pin or something's missing on this side. And I got a love-hate relationship with these ORV chassis. I've got 2 vintage Blackfoot. Yeah, that might be what's going on there. Yeah, because that's just spinning. So I don't think they have... you grab this axle here. Yep, I'm going to have to actually grab that with a pair of pliers. I think that might be exactly what we got going on here. I don't think there's a pin in the back of that. So, I got 2 vintage Blackfoot trucks and 2 Frogs, 1 re-release and 1 vintage. And all of them I've had love-hate relationships with. When they're driving right, love them. When they're throwing gears and whatnot, not as much. Okay, so I think that's exactly what's going on here. Nothing looks worn out. It's just missing the pin. Quick fix. Let me pause this and get back with you. Okay, I've got my little tub of Tamiya grease. Always take the Tamiya tubes and squeeze them in these glass jars because it's just so much easier to work with. And it doesn't end up leaking all over the place on you. Put a little bit of grease there. Line that up. Nice. So, what else I did notice... There are bearings in it, so that is a good sign. Maybe whomever built this did a decent job. I do have some aluminum adapters I have not put on yet. I'm going to wait till after we get it up and running before I worry about doing anything like that. I'm just going to throw a Fly Sky receiver in there. I'm going to conformal coat it to waterproof it. Pretty wet and sloppy this time of year. There. What used to be a CV boot now is a dog bone boot. Let me get that slid back over. There we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's nice. Yep, I'm sure you can't see it on the camera, but I can see the motor rotating, so that's a good sign. Okay, I'm going to switch this connector out. What do we got going on here? Kind of interesting contraption is this. Okay, we have A Tamiya to Traxxas connector. Well, we don't need that. None of that silliness. I'll put an XT60 on there. We'll get a battery in here. Does it feel like... I think that's an Arma servo in there, possibly. It's a red one. It feels like the servo's working fine. I mean, honestly, I don't know if they really even drove it. I don't see any scratches on the bottom at all. Okay, I had to get in close. Look at this, guys. There's no scratches. If they drove this thing, here's the wheels. And they maybe rolled it around on the pavement a little bit or something, but wow. I'm going to get the receiver in it. Let's get this thing fired up. So we have some victory and some defeat. Steering is working great, and that is an Arma servo. But got no go. You see that little LED blinking down in there. And it will not let itself enter any of the set modes. So I'm going to have to find another ESC and get that sorted. And I think, hopefully, we'll be ready to go. And so our saga continues. Steering's still working good. Watch these rear wheels and motor and everything when I start giving it a little bit of throttle. I got a 40 amp ESC out of a Kyosho in here, out of my Sandmaster actually. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to go ahead and open this thing up and see what's going on, huh? As I've been going through doing my troubleshooting, I removed the motor, and I wanted to check to see if the motor was working properly, and I noticed the pinion was barely on the spur gear below in here. He had it pushed up all the way against the back of the motor, so it wasn't making full contact with this. It was just running on the inside edge of it. I've scooted that out. The motor sounded good while I had it out of place, so I have it just set back in place now. It's already sounding much better. I'm not getting that skip that I was getting. I'm going to put the tires back on it and see what it sounds like. But and I can see they did have a significant amount of grease down in there, so at least it's looking like they have most of the stuff where it's supposed to go. I think he just had his pinion off a little bit. We're going to find out. Don't have my shocks reattached yet. I'm going to push these up just a little bit to get some of the pressure off of them. I don't think it's too bad. Bumped my camera. So what I did notice is, if I'm going to zoom in, look right here, you'll see there's just a little bit of a gap there that I might see if I can get a little bit tighter. So you can see there, it's just got like the little bit of a loose mesh. And that's all preset, pre-drilled. I'm not 100% sure. Hopefully maybe when I crank this down and put the lid back down all the way, it'll tighten it up a little bit. If not, maybe I can file down a little bit. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but we're going to give it a test drive anyway. And up front here, I noticed there is some slop. It looks like doesn't have that tightened down with a very good screw. So I'm going to put a new screw in there. We're going to put a battery in it. And, well, with any luck, we'll be running. Everything back together, got it outside, and let's just give it a little exploratory run. So far, running pretty good. A fun little jump. We got some ice here. Alright, I got the trim set pretty good. Track's pretty nice. It's bounced across some grass. Don't want to get the thing too dirty because painting it's next. Not bad at all. He just had that pinion a little offline. Some more grass. That's gonna work out all right. Okay, I think we're gonna call that a successful run. Thanks for joining me. We've got this second-hand Tamiya up and running for next to nothing. Hey, $60 out the door, and I've got a receiver and ESC in it, a little bit of tinkering, so not too bad at all. Let's get these stickers stripped and get the thing repainted. Stay tuned for that, and we'll move forward. And have an awesome day.